Senator, I have to say, this seems, given what's going on in California, I don't understand the scientific basis for a suggestion like this. It seems very obviously political punishment. How does it strike you?
It's actually quite ironic. The day after Donald Trump imposed the China travel ban, Joe Biden accused him of xenophobia. Then in March, he tweeted out that travel bans against anywhere in the world do not work. But now he wants to impose them on American citizens. You know, tonight, if you arrive at the U.S. southern border with a child, you will be allowed entry to the country. You will be allowed to stay here pending an asylum trial that or hearing that you may never show up for. But if you're now an American citizen living in Florida that wants to travel, they're going to put some form of restriction in your way. I mean, it's clearly unconstitutional. But we should also pass a law here making clear that this is not within the power of an administration to do, that you can't just stand in the way of the ability of Americans to travel freely in their country for something that, by the way, is not supported by the science.
It seems like, A, pretty radical thing to say, B, the kind of thing you might say if you wanted to stoke real conflict, make people really paranoid, make them feel like they're really under attack. Shutting off states from the rest of the country? I mean, why would they even float an idea like that?
Because I think they're trying to punish Florida. I think they're embarrassed by what Florida's done. Florida's embarrassed California. Florida's embarrassed New York. It hosted a Super Bowl with actual people in the stands. You know, the predictions about Florida didn't come true. And they're like, we can't let this stand. We've got to come up with something. I honestly think there's an element of that involves punishment. I really do.
So, I mean, if you look at the state of New York, we're not going to get the numbers for probably another year, but it looks to me very much, checking the real estate numbers, like they're losing their tax base at very high speed for Florida. Absolutely. They must resent that.
Well, not just from that. We've never had people move to Florida from California. They're coming from California. But look at the airlines. The airlines have rerouted a bunch of flights to Florida, to all kinds of communities. People are telling you what they think about what's going on in these states. And it's not just a pandemic, by the way. It's streets that are not livable anymore, garbage that isn't being picked up.
That's right.
Anarchy in the streets. It's more than just a pandemic. The pandemic is terrible, but it has added to all these other schools that aren't open. I mean, there's kids in California that haven't gone to school. I read these tweets about a lot of these kids that were high school football prospects who've lost their whole senior year. I mean, they're just stuck, all wiped out. And on top of that, they had a terrible record on COVID.
So if you mismanage a state so completely that everyone with a job flees, should you get an Emmy, but should you be allowed to force the rest of the country to bail you out? That's what they're going to try and do.
Yeah, and again, those are pre-existing debts. We should not be in the business of saying, well, we were already in trouble to begin with. This is a good opportunity to get you a bunch of money so you can help fund all the mismanagement, all the terrible union contracts you have, all the mess you've made of your cities or your state. That's exactly what they're looking for. This is not about helping a city that needs help. That's one thing. This is let me say their tax base was wiped out by the pandemic. This is about pre-existing debt in the billions of dollars, pension plans that are bankrupting states and cities and counties across the country, and now they view the pandemic as the latest opportunity to get bailed out.
Yeah. Unlike pretty much everyone else in Florida, you're from the state of Florida, so congratulations on that. You were in early.
Yeah.
Senator Rubio, great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.